Now when it comes to this game, I got the touch like blind people. Jumping over squares like checkers, I have you in an upheaval. Too many bubblegum rappers, well I'm the porcupine needle. Too many goody two-shoes, I'm here to bring back the evil. I'm trying to screw your face up like bad cosmetics. Bring the mean mug back like I killed all the dentists. I'm through with all the soft rappers, bitch get to stepping. Matter of fact, be like bruh man and take the fire exit. It's time to get on your job like T.I.P. said. I'ma play the role of horseman, coming for everybody's head. The spirit of competition is making a comeback. Something like fashion sense, but I'ma be in all black. R.I.P. to bum rap and all the little mumblers. You can always try out to be a Jesse White tumbler. We'll be able to get them set up very shortly. And it's really kind of bogus that we weren't able to get it done today.
Bogus is bogus. It's not bogus. It sucks, but like I was saying, it's like just like everything else. Remember we were talking about podcasting at this number of episodes, we probably still ain't really even understanding what we're doing. This is the 44th episode, right?
Actually, it's 43.
Is the 43rd?
It's 43.
Really?
It is, yes.
Man, I'm a one ahead. Either way. But no,
Run away with it.
But I mean, just with this podcast, we're learning every episode. We get a little better. We understand the process. I didn't think we were going to be able to plug it in and just go. You know what I mean? It would be nice, but there's so many moving parts that it's hard. You have to make sure everything is on the same, channel, so to speak.
Right. Yeah.
You know, back in the day, for those who don't know or weren't around back then, the UHF, VHF TV.
Yeah.
You know, you got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got and then to go, then the top dial was, you get 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I believe. But those were the channels where you can get the 2, 3, 4, and that was the right where you could play video games or watch your VHSs and shit like that.
Yeah. That was your
that was like the input button.
Yeah. Right, but I only bring that up because we, like I said, we have to get everything on the same channel. So once the volume is coming through, I guess.
True. I mean, we're literally.
You can also tell by the way I speak about this. I have no clue what I'm talking about in terms of engineering.
So if you do know and you want to give us
the
some
bigger
pointers.
part of it is that we need software to translate the camera to.
Or
there's a lot of moving
if we
parts,
don't have, or if the software we have maybe understand the more intricacies of it to maybe allow it to do those. And if it can't understand, we do have to get that software.
I just feel like we have all the components, but we just have to figure out.
We do. It's just how to get them all work together.
It feels like GarageBand should be able to do it, right? Well, if anybody's watching, any of our loyal subscribers have some sort of engineering
music
experience,
ideally.
Engineering in general. Somebody who knows how to attach a mic to a camera and let me talk into it.
I'm just saying, our pops is an engineer. We doesn't do this, so.
Context. Audio engineering. Or context. We're not talking about civil engineering. I don't need you to build me a fucking.
That's what I'm saying. Audio engineering.
But regardless, if somebody's out there that has some sort of experience that's willing to give us some help, man, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
But next week, because you weren't there about an hour ago to see all the trials and tribulations of trying to connect it.
Maybe closer to 2 hours, but.
Well, I mean, we had stopped a little while back, but it was about 2 hours of trying. Either way. Next week we should be ready to roll with mics, so get ready for a little bit better of audio.
The intricacies of professional audio setup. Who would have thought? But hey, let's just introduce.
Let's introduce. They don't want to hear us talk about shit, things we don't even know what we're talking about. Right. I said the wires go into the thing, and then you hear sound come out of speakers.
It seems like it should be that easy. All right, well, what's up, everybody? My name is Adam. You know what we came here to do. This is the Kiona and Kasson Podcast, episode number 43.
That's right.
As you can see, I got it right now that Dave is back. First try. Remember, like last week, I couldn't.
Last week
I went out of order.
The podcast that we're about to shoot.
Wasn't that bad? I mean, come on. But so I'm here with my brother Osama, my boy Dave. Snacks is somewhere in the building, and welcome. Thank you for joining us.
What up?
We we're trying to get things together with the audio shit. We're very close. Hopefully next week. We're very excited to try to have that together this week, but
bear with us.
Again, we're not very talented in that segment of life.
One of us may have to go to engineering school in the next week.
Anybody know of any really cheap engineering schools?
And do they 5-day programs? You know what I mean? I can't be there that long. 2.5 hours a day. I need a full-on degree. Which
I literally just need a tutorial, to be honest.
Sure. Which leads me to my one of my first gripes of my weekly thought process.
Yeah.
going to school for a week to get engineering would be great, right? Man, it's quick, streamlined, be finished, don't worry about it. What about, I was reading something recently that Missy and Justin Timberlake received honorary doctorates from, I don't know what university. I have a problem with people receiving doctorates for shit they didn't
This
do.
doesn't tell you that school is about the most useless thing of all time.
I don't know. Listen, I respect Missy, I respect Justin Timberlake, but do they receive, what did they do to receive a doctorate degree?
I mean,
Honorary doctorate
did you look
degree.
into it?
Huh?
Did you look into it?
No, they didn't go to school.
They didn't go to school?
No, this is for like their achievements and what they've done in the industry. There's been plenty of people that have received honorary doctorates.
Can you put that on your resume now? Like, can you just be like, honorary doctorate?
I guess then
Will that
I
make a difference in
definitely
your
agree. Then what did you do to get that?
No, dude, there's no way you can tell me that you deserve to get an honorary. What about all the people that go through all the bullshit in school to get a doctorate degree?
Still paying off student loans, man.
Student loans. I'll be paying student off loans in the next life. That's gonna transfer over. Be like, you didn't transfer your address, but we found you. You still owe this shit. Like, I don't even have money.
Right.
They didn't give me money when I came up here. Up there meaning up there.
I get that.
I gotta interject for a second. I have kind of a problem with you wearing a different podcast shirt on my show.
Okay, so firstly, that may be true, but man, I just felt like wearing a shirt today. We went to the Joe Budden podcast yesterday.
The simplistic explanation, I just felt like wearing that shirt today.
I never seen a blue dot before, but kind of wanted to see a blue dot. Name that movie.
I don't wanna.
What's the movie?
Billy Madison.
Why would you want to name that?
Because I took a second to think about what it was first, and I should have known it right
It's
off.
like, I don't want to name it.
I was stalling for time, man.
Well, either way, I understand the beef, but these are people that inspire what we're trying to do.
That is very true.
So at the very least, I like the shirt. I like it the back. I don't know if anybody's seen it, but if you watch the show, and Parks is. But either way, I just enjoy the shirt.
I mean, look, they came to Chicago last night, did their live podcast, and that was really cool. We went to go and see that. Got some memorabilia.
Yes,
but I mean,
merch.
as you can see, even there, I had ask me about my podcast shirt.
Well, soon we will have our own merch to display.
Let's stop promising people things because we're doing bad at delivering so far.
Soon. Yeah, well, that's kind of what we do here. We've been promising Mike since like episode number 1.
That is no.
Number
You will get
2, maybe.
Probably.
We didn't even have the camera yet at that point.
We were just talking. No, listen. I get it. I was thinking about not wearing it, but I figured fuck it. Eventually, we will do our own merch, and we will be only wearing our own things. You know what I mean? To only market ourselves.
We're gonna need that because I mean, honestly, I don't mean to hate too much, but like your whole outfit is kind of questionable today. You know, like the floral hat with the yellow shirt.
I'm not. Yeah. You know what?
Questionable.
I was gonna ask about that too.
Dave, every podcast, your hairstyle is questionable. I don't want nobody questioning anything. Dave, Adam, that shirt's kind of small.
So, this man trying to negate from all of that. So, no, you look. What is this? Explain yourself.
This is my motherfucking house. That's what I'm about to explain.
What the fuck you wearing slippers for?
I thought I just explained that in the last sentence. This is my
I don't
house.
got no socks on or anything.
This is true.
Of course I know. Why would I?
I mean,
For the people.
you know what I'm saying.
I know perfectly. This is my house. I am
This
comfortable.
just means I didn't.
They all.
Man,
These things are all clean. No, I've showered. I just didn't want to put socks on.
It's not about not showering or showering. I'm just saying.
Why do I gotta have socks on?
Yeah.
They ain't here to look at my feet.
They might. They
But
might be
people
like,
are looking at your feet now.
Huh?
because this
you pointed
conversation
it out.
out.
Either way.
But yeah, all right. So
Let's actually talk about something they care to hear
I'm gonna
about.
probably come back to that in a little while. But
We should do that.
All right. Playoffs are in effect right now.
Yes, they are.
They're
Yeah.
moving towards the end here.
Yo, these conference finals are like.
So I
Typical?
called Milwaukee winning the Eastern Conference.
And what's that record right now? 2-0.
2-0, I believe.
And Golden State's 3-0.
Yeah.
3, right?
Right.
Yo, this is like the
And
least.
I also called Giannis as MVP.
He's MVP.
I don't know, but I'm saying that I called that out
He'll
a while ago though.
I don't know, man.
possible, but
we'll see. The MVP thing is really crazy to me now because I really start to think of it in a different way. The regular season matters, but only to a certain point.
So I feel like MVP goes to whoever is doing well in the finals. But
they're not supposed to.
That isn't what it is.
They should definitely have.
But that's what it seems like to me.
I feel like they should take the first round into account because if you're considered the best player in the regular season,
it should be.
If you get
playoffs.
swept, don't get swept in the first.
Exactly.
I don't know. I'm not.
No,
The MVP race doesn't really. I don't really concern myself with it anymore because it becomes such a thing now. We're like, okay, now Westbrook's getting all triple doubles, Harden is scoring and traveling at the same time, like. I don't know.
LeBron's been doing that for the last 9 seasons.
I'm more concerned with honestly just like the production that player who was supposed to have all the spotlight on them during the regular season, what kind of production they provide during the playoffs, right? I don't really care. I just want to see them live up to the idea that they were considered MVP in the regular season.
I get that.
Yeah, but they can't do that.
Because let's say you win MVP and you bounce out the first round. What is that?
Well, it's a regular season MVP award, though.
I get it, but like
you can't factor that in.
Agreed, but my problem is that that's why it holds very little weight to me. You know what I mean? I want to just see you continue on that trajectory. Some are just regular season players. There are some players who can only play regular season.
This is true, but
like the lights of the playoffs. Like all of the
most
pressure.
of those people who win those awards are good playoff players too, though. Like they turn it on.
Sometimes
Harden won last year. He's given, the calls that they give him are a little questionable, but that's how it is with any MVP, I think. So
I think sometimes not.
The NBA officiating is just questionable in general.
Oh, officiating is terrible right now.
yeah, it definitely is.
It's at an all-time low, if anything. Like, for real.
And it's not always been that great anyway, but...
Well, no, it was... I feel like it was good back in the day.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, they let him play,
Yeah.
So we're gonna have a Milwaukee Golden State final?
That's what I'm thinking. I'm hoping.
That's a weird final.
Yeah, it's crazy to see Milwaukee in the finals like that. That's not something.
Don't really expect them to win, so...
Yeah, the way Golden State's clicking...
And they don't even have KD on the floor right now, like... It's crazy. That team is...
somebody said that they're not a better team, they're just harder to guard.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess their movement is a little differently when you're not when you don't have KD on the floor, in specific positions waiting for the ball because he demands the ball.
Yeah.
He's on the floor and that's who the ball's going to most of the time if it's not Curry.
Yeah.
I've been going with it all year. Golden State's gonna win.
Yeah.
And then they're gonna end up probably blowing it up at the end of the year or really losing a few assets that probably are important. And then hopefully it resets again because now it looks like the talent pool through the NBA is more spread out. You know what I mean? It seems like there's more players in different teams that allow the
distribution of power.
We talked about it a few weeks ago when Kawhi went from a West Coast team to an East Coast team, right? He switched the balance a little bit from the West, right? Because now the East has Toronto and Toronto's like not a powerhouse, but a serviceable team that's making it to second round.
Yeah.
Right.
Or third round now. I think that next year is going to be probably a really interesting year. I think in the league. That's what I'm more concerned about. When it's a foregone conclusion that the Warriors are going to win, you're just like,
yeah,
that's cool. Let's get this shit over. Can we just fast forward through their little reign?
I don't think Milwaukee's gonna do any damage.
Yeah.
And not to count out Toronto yet. I mean, it's a 2-game lead, but
I do. I count them out. I think it's over. I think it's over. I don't think Kawhi's got enough weapons with him.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I guess we'll just see how it unfolds.
I'm just saying Milwaukee's definitely taking that series, but I feel like the finals is going to be something to watch, though.
Oh, it's probably going to be really fun. But I think the Warriors take it. I think just experience alone takes you so far in the NBA.
That's what it looks like,
yeah. Their experience, their ability to kind of like remain calm under pressure and all of their assets allow when one is slacking, the other one can pick up and vice versa. So,
how long has Giannis been in the league now? Like 4 seasons, maybe? 4 or 5?
I think it's been like probably 5, maybe 6.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because he was around with Jason Kidd.
What do they usually do in the playoffs with him? He gets first round?
I don't know if he's gone to the playoffs yet. Has he? I think maybe first round, but first round exit.
Yeah.
I don't know. that's my prediction. Golden State's going to win. I just look forward to the next season because I think you're going to see some people move and it's going to be kind of fun to watch.
Yeah. Well,
so the big thing is because the Knicks didn't get the first round draft pick, is they want to go after Klay Thompson next season.
Klay and Zion?
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, you said because they didn't.
Because they didn't get that, they're not going to get Zion, so they want to go after Kevin Durant and they want to go after Klay Thompson.
Klay's gonna. If Klay can get max, Klay stays in the Bay.
Sure.
You know,
that's what I was thinking.
Kevin Durant, I don't think he cares. I think he just wants to move on.
I was gonna say we should talk about this draft lottery.
The Bulls got 8th slot.
They got
7th, right? Yeah.
So
that's craziness.
So New Orleans got number 1, right?
Yeah.
So do you think they pick up Zion?
Well,
yeah, for sure.
And then probably trade
him. That's what
you think they trade him? I think
they
they keep him and they're trading.
So
Anthony
my
Davis.
thing is, I don't think they're going to be able to keep him. I think he's going to want to leave. Who want I
yeah, but he's a rookie. He don't have that he doesn't have that ability to just demand the trade as a rookie. And who's going to say no? I'm not coming to.
Maybe him not demanding the trade, but I feel like a trade might be up in the air though.
Oh yeah, people are going to be giving them trade offers left and right. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they would be stupid to not see how that goes. Anthony Davis wants out, so I think keeping Zion makes sense because they
for the team, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can still get some.
That's your franchise.
Because Anthony Davis wants to get out. That's
well, they
like
can still get a little value for AD.
That was the other thing that if KD didn't go to New York, that they try to go after Anthony Davis then. So that'd be pretty.
There's a lot of what ifs.
They could move for the next, I think. Yeah.
Off season's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be cool off season. You know,
it's gonna be a lot of moves.
They're halfway decent to watch, but other than that, I mean,
LeBron's on the move too. Oh, and Lonzo Ball might come to Chicago. Right. No, right. But that's just news.
I also saw speculation of like a Pat Beverly. They might try to get Pat Beverly too.
Yeah, that would be when we have LeVar Ball here.
That would suck.
Yeah, I don't think I mean, he's not really an asset.
No. He's really just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that player coming here.
He's good for 7 points, a couple rebounds.
Yeah. He's like, the way I look at Lonzo Ball, he was like Jeremy Lin.
Although he was playing in the West, maybe he'll be a little bit better in the East, but he's not going to play much better in the East, though.
He was like Lin Sanity. We had like 2 weeks where he was having some good games.
Yeah, even like Jeremy Lin, he had a good 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's a serviceable player.
Lonzo Ball never really had. Well, he only been in the game for what, 8 years now?
Well, but that's how Lin Sanity started. Like it was like a 30-day stretch where he was just having outstanding games.
Yeah, he was killing for a minute. Yeah. I don't know. I'm more honestly. The NBA conversation bores me now because of how I said, just how simple it seems to be. Like the route is through the Warriors, and the Warriors aren't going to allow you. They're going to win. That's it.
Yeah.
My mind's been more on what Tyra Banks looked like on that Sports Illustrated cover.
Is that the new thing?
Yeah, she just posed
again
on the cover. Killed it.
Huh.
Yeah, Tyra still looks like Tyra.
Speaking of names that sound like that, Tyreek Evans. Did you see the story with him?
Oh yeah, Tyreek.
On that at all.
That's not what I was thinking about.
I mean,
okay.
listen, I'm
speaking of a fine ass chick on Sports Illustrated, Tyreek Evans was a former Rookie of the Year that got kicked out of the league just recently.
There you go.
There's a story.
That's the headline.
No, did they say what?
That's gonna be the name. Fine ass chick on Sports Illustrated.
Yo, Tyra Banks still can get it. Tyra can get it. But no,
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure.
I don't know which thought to complete now since Adams brought up Tyreek Evans and his whatever, and Tyra Banks is.
Let's just say what you brought up first, and then we'll go to his.
Alright, that's cool. I'm good with that.
Excuse me, I apologize. I'm not the host. He is the host.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's go. Let's get
drug
get
addicts
out of
or
Tyra. I figured we were still on basketball, so it was
I get that.
Trying to stick to basketball.
Well, did they say what he was kicked out? Because they said he was banned and kicked out from the league, right? Like he cannot come back
for 2 years
or 2 years. But he's old now. He's been in the league 10 years.
Man.
So I mean, what did they say he?
He'll come back and make some money, but
what did he use?
I have no idea. Probably
weed. Weed, really? No, it's got to be harder than weed to ban him from of substance abuse for just bud.
I have no idea.
I
mean,
I get it.
I'm trying to find out what it was, and there was a big article, but never mentioned.
But no, that's crazy because he was Rookie of the Year back when he was like 10 years ago or something like that. Whatever, how long he been in the league.
Yeah.
It's crazy how they fall and shit like that. But it could be if it's just weed. I don't know. Maybe like whatever, man. Shit happens.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
A couple games, like, you know what I'm saying?
right? Like, I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Like, in terms of punishment.
Like,
Is this? I would be interested to know if this was his, like a repeat offense. You know, if we were a podcast that knew things, we may know. But it's all good, you know.
It could be.
Huh?
It could be. I mean, but there's been people throughout the league forever who've had like marijuana violations and they didn't kick them out the league.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know the league's exact stance or like policy or how exactly they decide to punish you, but that's crazy. Either way,
NBA cares.
You gotta be careful, man. I mean, that's your career. You want to be careful and make sure that you nurture it. So you gotta give that up. You gotta give it up. But maybe it's something that where he's treating chronic pain. You don't know the whole story, so it's like hard to really give a full synopsis of it.
Yeah.
Whereas on the cover of Sports Illustrated, she gave you a full synopsis. She was there in a bikini. She looked hot.
Do you have the actual?
I feel like it's not the full synopsis.
I'm not buying Sports Illustrated, but she definitely. Let me see. I'll pull up a picture so you can see.
Why buy Sports Illustrated when you can just look up the pictures?
Who the hell still buys print anything?
That is very true.
I mean, I'm sure people out there do.
I used to enjoy reading the newspaper. I'm not gonna lie.
I was never about the newspaper. I just pick up stories from XXL once a month. And
Yep. There it is.
Like
it's like the extent of my reading.
There it is.
I just recently was at like Walgreens or something. I was like, all right, well, Vivi's doing something. Let me just read some magazines. No Source, no XXL. I was like, what the fuck happened to all the prints?
You got damn hoops in there somewhere? Like
I didn't see anything, man. That's crazy to think that like. So at like some point, like they decided, okay, we're no longer gonna have print this, so like it's gonna be online, and eventually, what's the next step for me to absorb information? You're just gonna like zap it into my head, like
fucking Telegram
message. Man, that's fucked up. What happened in the news?
So could you not find a picture or what?
Oh, I completely forgot.
You're gonna forget what he's looking for your one job. Okay. See, and he was telling me that I got off track with Tyra. I feel like that was pretty fast too myself. It's just me. So find that out. And in the meantime, there was a couple of stories surrounding Nipsey Hussle this week. Number one, the marathon continues. Right, the store has made over $10 million.
That's crazy.
Since
that is major.
The unfortunate circumstances.
I mean, I think that's a beautiful thing for the family.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad to see that people are like not only supporting it but still supporting it, right?
Exactly.
Because usually shit like that dies out fast, and it's. But yeah, and then there's another story where I think it's Paramount Music Group. They're suing Nipsey's estate for like $32,000 for like I don't know, like some show fees or some shit like that they never paid. Yeah. I was like, huh.
So they're gonna cash in.
Yeah.
On all that, yeah.
Yeah. Of course they want to.
I mean, does anybody know anybody else signed to Paramount Music Group? It's probably because they're dying, you know?
Damn.
So they're dying.
Anyways, so yeah, those are those stories. Oh, DJ Khaled just had a song out with him. We just watched the video.
Yo, that's a great song, by the way.
It is.
Higher, that's a great song.
Yeah.
I like DJ Khaled's doing a really dope thing by giving all proceeds from that song to his Nipsey's children.
Yeah.
Which is really awesome as well.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter what, like, your view on his music or like how his albums are. I mean, that's just a dope gesture to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Yeah, Khaled is a weird fella, but he's cool, man. He does some things.
Okay. Yeah, she did her thing, right? So what else are we talking about other than the fact that she's wearing this small, very little bikini? Adam had to put it closer?
I'm kind of blind, you know what I mean? I got a astigmatism.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
It's pretty funny that we just like, that Sports Illustrated was a thing and then we just had a swimsuit issue.
That's kind of odd. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool, you know.
I appreciate it, but like,
dope, yeah.
In this day and age, it's funny that it still exists. Right? I'm surprised they don't have like Sports Illustrated issues with girls like athleisure all the way down to her ankles and shit. Like, we don't objectify, we multiply.
Okay.
What the fuck they talk about?
Okay.
Well, we don't die, we multiply.
Go pitch that.
Well, no, think about it. Like, if we're so PC, why are we still allowing this? Don't stop it, please, for the love of God.
Oh, listen, don't even jinx that because I think the Miss America contest, they just got rid of the swimsuit.
Finally, what's the point of the Miss America? Most of those girls are super thin.
I agree.
I'm not shaming anybody. I'm just saying, no.
I'm saying there's just one step closer to censorship. You're taking it a different route.
No, listen, those girls are like the more, like, the Victoria's Secret, which Victoria's Secret now, because of the fact they didn't cater to the thicker woman, and now also didn't adapt to like online shopping and all that. They're closing stores and shit. Yeah. A lot of Victoria's Secret stores because now there's brands online, the Fashion Novas of the world, and there's other things that other small brands that are on the come up that are catering to all women, right? Small, big, or large. I don't know what the difference between big and large are, but I'm assuming there's a difference, so I just gave those 3 different ones.
I hate to sound like a hater, but I really just hate hearing about those brands.
One of my favorite stores of all time was Big and Tall, because of the name. I never stepped one foot into a Big and Tall, but I'm assuming it's hilarious. It's just a lot of long clothes or wide clothes.
Wide clothes, yeah.
I'm assuming it's where Kanye and Lil Pump bought those little outfits.
It's like size 4X.
Size 4. 4X. Hey, long ass tall tees.
But that's 4X big and tall. So it's a little wider, it's a little longer.
Tall tees were one of the funniest things of all time.
How big was your white tee when you bought white tees? Because we all did.
Tall tees back in the day.
What was like your size though?
Oh, dude, tall tees were the point of the tall tee was for it to be mad long.
Double XL?
Oh man, I don't remember. I think sometimes when I wanted to be really stupid and ignorant about it, I'd buy like a triple. Just like down here, knees and shit.
Yeah, with the
like I'm half a dress, really.
Fucking do-rag in the back pocket too.
Doing like that one kid was walking down the street earlier.
Half that shit. Style back in the day used to be fucking hilarious. Like big ass clothes, man. I'm glad clothes became a little bit more fitted.
It was funny because I went to a friend's house one time. His dad was like, "You realize how much denim you're wearing right now?"
Said that to you?
He was like, I was wearing like triple, like
so all the clothes had so much.
Like 44, like a size 42, 44. He's like, you realize how much denim you have on right now? Like you're like a 38. Like what are those? I'm like, that's a 44. He's like, why? Like it's like 4 sizes bigger than.
I've never once.
It's just like, yo.
I've never once thought, man, I've got a lot of fabric on. No, I thought these clothes were big.
No.
Like, that's a lot of jean.
He was like, that's a lot of denim. Why are you buying so, why are you buying so big, And it was like, it's style.
I do like that clothes have become more fitted. I really do. I think that, like, to a certain extent, back then it was just stupid. When you look at the way you dress, you'd be like, God damn, that shirt was, like, massive.
Let's all be honest here, right? Sagging your pants below your ass was just the most inconvenient thing of all time.
I've never sagged below my ass. There's been always a subtle sag.
Yeah, exactly. Like minus the belt, right? But like sagging them all the way. How do you fucking function like that?
Walking around with like
you gotta have a hand
these guys, the dudes that walk around with their like the skinny jeans, right? And they're like below their ass, but it looks like they got like. It looks like they literally took their little brother's pants on and then pulled them all the way on and shit as tight as balls they can go, and then just threw a belt on as tight as possible, and then they walk around like that, right? But then also I've noticed that they tuck their shirts into their underwear, right? That's a thing.
Right.
What?
Yeah. No, it is.
Or am I just saying it wrong?
No.
Or is it because the shirt's so long they tuck it into the pants?
I don't know what it is, but it's like a slender look.
It looks like a bodysuit. It looks like it's attached to the jeans, and the jeans are attached to the shirt, and then you just slide it all on at once.
I don't know what it's about.
It's fucking weird.
That's not for me.
Very weird. It's not something you ever see me doing.
Style's funny how it changes.
I'm gonna buy clothes that fit me.
Right.
But back to my point about how like Sports Illustrated, right? Like the idea that they're still allowing this, right? But they'll fight all these other causes. Fight, why. We shouldn't have women objectified in magazines. I agree. You know what? It's a nasty world. We're understanding it shouldn't be that way.
Look at this swimsuit.
But look at this, girls. I don't know if you want to be in this.
Exactly.
But you can.
Right.
You just can't wear a lot. Well, that's cool.
Right.
But I don't know where the line's drawn. But I think eventually it would just be like they're just wearing clothes and you just made Sports Illustrated.
So like, that's a slippery slope. What's next? Porn? Like you take that away? Can't do that.
China. There's no porn in China.
These are people who are on board with these things.
Porn has China.
They don't feel
Is it
objectified.
China or North Korea?
One of those, I think.
Probably both.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
both.
North Korea for sure.
Yeah, there's no porn there. Those dudes gotta be fucking pissed. Imagine coming.
Also, no, because they just don't know about it.
Oh, I'm saying, imagine making. Imagine having a cousin
Also,
from America.
like the younger generations, you know.
Half of them got videotapes in their room.
Imagine having your.
Maybe you're like sneaking VHSs, but I don't know.
No, I mean like of their, their house life. Just they made some of their own. And
No,
they don't even know what it
because
is.
in North Korea that is
Punishable at like death.
Yeah, you cannot do anything.
You can't get your hands on it.
Imagine having a cousin, right?
Like that. You can't record
Imagine
yourself.
something to your cousin like, yo.
You can't record yourself? No way.
Fucked up shit.
Do they allow people to leave North Korea?
I don't know.
Because imagine, right, like a young kid, like, he comes to America and chills out, and his cousin's like, yo, check this out, bow, 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 DP on these biatches. And then, like, the next thing you know, because you can just put anything you want in, and it just pops up. Hey, voila, like,
It'd be like Quagmire when he found out.
He's like, what?
He came out with one arm swole.
But imagine, like, you're like, what is this? This is the... And then he just is like... Oh, that likes that. My dick likes what I'm watching right now.
I don't think like fucking is something that they're not used to because there's they have a
Yeah, but as a
population.
kid, dude, you remember in the neighborhood when we first found like nudie mags and shit? Like,
Oh, well, so there was that one 4th of July, or July 5th, the day after. It was Cricket, myself, George, and I want to say you guys were there and Alex, but we were like lighting off fireworks in the alley
And we
behind Eric's house. We found a whole like trash can.
like the green. It was like I remember, and we hid it,
Right.
and then somebody took it. You remember that? Who the fuck took the porno?
It was some old guy, man. I bet you some older guy.
It was like,
It was like,
dude.
oh, it was no
not
older
only,
shit?
not only was it not like great or in good condition, it was like a couple of sheets, right, crumpled up, but underneath a rock,
Yeah.
right. I'm assuming Eric took that shit, or
I don't know.
or one of the guys was like, everybody went home and they came back around, took that shit back.
Or separate people took like certain pages. Like that's
Maybe it was Alberto.
I swear that I thought.
Alberto.
Yo, I swear to God, I've thought about it plenty of times.
Well,
Like
when I was working at Fishman's, Alberto came in there a couple times, and
He's still in the neighborhood?
yes, he is.
Albertito. Another Kiona and Kasson special guest.
$4 beers all fucking night. Just man, no. He's talking about getting a reunion going, like for all of us.
I don't know who that is.
Like you.
We didn't
I don't even know you.
We didn't really fuck around with you that much. Like,
You were there for our entertainment.
fucking lingerer.
There's one quality I can't stand in a person that's
seriously.
lingering.
Fucking lingerers. No, listen. I just remember like that when we. That's why that neighborhood was so dope. There were so many things we came across together, and I feel like most guys who grew up in a neighborhood with friends and shit like that, like we did. They had to have all stumbled somehow, some way. Porno landed in a garbage can around your house, or you came across a magazine, or somebody stole one from their mom or their dad's crib, and like I don't know.
There's always like a discovering porn story.
Right, dude, look what I got. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
It's better than Stand By Me.
Those are
We all
boobs
came
in
across
a
it.
magazine.
No.
To this point, the only I've never seen a boob. I've never seen a boob. Right, the only boob reference I have.
Hold on. You just said till this point I've never seen a boob.
No, and when you're talking about that,
Damn, son.
Got it.
Not a
and then,
single boy.
the mindset of
There's no concept.
Osama back then, right?
I was like,
well, think about it. You're like 10 years old, 11 years old. You hadn't seen a boob. You're like, there's boobs on sheets,
yes.
and I can take them to places
There's
with me.
boobs in print.
Yo,
I'll never around with boobs.
I'll never forget, right?
Horrible.
The library, Mayfair Library, I guess, right on Lawrence. When we were younger, there was like a hot chick that worked there, right? And I remember like there was a point where she was stocking books, and not that she was like super old, much older than us. Probably she was like 16, 17 years old, right? Well, whatever. She's working there. I remember like she was stocking books. and she had looked at me, and then went like this. And her boobs were just out in her shirt. And I just remember, that's a boob. That's a titty. That's a titty.
And that was the first time I saw boobs?
That was
It must be nipples. I'm drooling.
I mean, it's not like I was seeing boobs on a regular basis at this age. It's not like I was like, hey, dude, I'm going home to suck some tits. Right? Like, I wasn't doing that because you're young and you're not sucking tits at all, right? So
you're in that awkward stage where like you finish sucking tits and you're waiting for your next.
That's such an awkward stage in a guy's life or a boy's life, right? That time you're like when you find out you really want some pussy, and then to the point where you can finally get some. There's like years in that span. You're like, dude, that's the longest anticipation of all
Like
time.
when you hit 16, you're like, damn, I can really do this now, but you really can't.
Dude, you're waiting and waiting. You're like, I need this shit to happen at this point.
Very young, like yeah.
Dude. You're fucking beating off at a fucking crazy break, trying to just tame yourself. Think about it, man. This is the early years of your life. You're just like, I need to do that. This is what I need to do. My whole life is towards getting that. And then once you finally get it, you're just like, man, I was terrible at that.
When did Playboy kick off? Like the 50s?
The Playboy's been around since the 60s, I think.
60s. So,
but
all the generations prior to that, you know, these guys didn't even have visual aids.
Yeah, dude. Imagine those guys, how suppressed they were. And then like,
well, so back then it just wasn't about that.
Nobody was flicking, nobody's beating off.
I'm pretty sure.
You don't think people beat?
So people probably did it, sure.
You think dudes were
back
beating
to
off in
caveman
like the
time.
20s or some shit?
No, there's always like.
Well, maybe not the 20s. 20s were like,
No.
like okay. So let's think like the 1890s. How far back do you think beating off goes?
The caveman days, goddammit. The caveman
You think
days.
the cavemen were sitting there with these fucking crazy
It's not a hard
hands?
mechanics, you know what I mean? You grab it and you pull. Like, it can't be.
Who do you think the first guy is that ever explored found that out? Like, whoa!
I'm telling you, caveman days.
Yo,
As long as a male primal instinct existed, that's why animals' instinct is to mate. You know.
but it's funny, like, so before Playboy, there was no outlet like that before, right?
I don't think so. I don't know.
And technically, Playboy wasn't showing anything, right? But besides
Maybe that
tits,
was more
because
just
Bush
like-
was everywhere.
Maybe that was more just like if there was a perverted person with a camera and like they showed their friends stuff, like that's.
Yeah, but cameras.
How long?
Were there cameras?
How long do you think
So-
stripping goes back to?
I mean, in order to show
it
it.
was around since like 1910.
But there was a point where you had to get under this curtain. It was this big flash of bulb, and then you had to reload it for like 45 days before you could take another
But there
picture.
are
How far-
pictures like that though.
How far back?
Imagine
Of like women naked.
you're like stand right there,
Right.
and you gotta wait 4 weeks before
She's blind.
you're like, I'll call you back in a couple weeks.
Right.
Oh shit! Boom! Boom!
How far back do you think stripping goes? Because I gotta think there's like peep shows way back.
So prostitution goes back.
Yeah, tipping.
So stripping is
forever.
stripping is a newer thing than prostitution is.
Yeah. But you know, I'm trying to
Stripping
show
is
like
like still having pride for yourself and like with just showing yourself off a little bit, you know.
not having enough integrity to
Not
not spread my
actually
legs.
giving yourself away, but kind of giving yourself away.
like
Sure.
selling myself,
Yeah.
but not for sex.
I don't know, man. I think strippers be giving themselves away.
Not
Essentially.
all. Not all.
Literally, they're selling themselves on that pole so you can go get a lap dance from them.
Well, sure, but that's where it ends for some though.
Well, some of them are like, yo, a little extra money.
So there's also those.
There is that as well. There is that, but that leads from stripping to prostitution, and I don't know exactly what.
There's a thin line.
And I don't know how the line
Very
is,
thin line.
and I don't understand how that seems like legal in the strip club. But once you leave the strip club, you can't be like offering
Oh,
pussy.
none of
Like,
that's
hey, guys.
legal. None of that's legal.
So you're telling me I did illegal things when I went to get my lap dance in the strip club?
And you had sex at the strip club?
No, I didn't have sex at the strip club.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's not legal at all. Like, yeah.
I wasn't fucking in the strip club. No, I got a lap dance.
Champagne room is champagne room.
That was another thing. Okay, so we went to the first strip club. Or did you go before that one? So we went to our first strip club last October. I don't know if we spoke about this on the podcast at all, right? We probably spoke a little bit about it.
Maybe.
But I had so many questions when I was there. How do I get singles? That was the first thing. I was like, who gives me singles?
Turns out it's much easier than you think.
You have to get that beforehand.
No. You go to the bar. They give you singles
The
for whatever you
cash
got.
out?
Yeah. So that
How-
was number one. That's question number one, right? Second one was like, why is every girl hot here, but not all of them are stripping? right? Not all the hot ones are stripping. That was my other thing. And then I was just like, okay, where's the champagne room? Does that really exist? I want to see it.
Did you ask that?
No, in my head, all these questions
okay.
were going. I asked a few people things.
Do the cocktail waitresses make anywhere near what the strippers make? Or they're like, I'm gonna settle for this because I don't want to do that.
So at the one we were at, there was
Cocktail waitresses, I feel, are the girls that don't want to get fully naked or have to do it.
But like, how does their money compare? You know,
I think it's pretty good money, but they understand they're risky. They're not. They're
it's less
foregoing.
than, but I'm sure it's still good money though.
But I think they anticipate everybody has cash in those places.
True. They have to.
You got it, yeah, or you got to
Just
ATM. But I think they understand they're foregoing whatever money they were getting as they would get as a premium to strip.
What if it gets to the point where strippers have Square? You just swipe with their phone and shit. Thanks, Daddy.
No, the true skill will be able to hold that in their butt cheeks, and then you
Well,
swipe.
I mean, well, exactly. But I don't want to get too ahead of myself, though. You know?
Why?
Well, I don't know. Actually,
I don't know why I don't want to get ahead of myself, but I don't. But no, being at a strip club is super interesting. Like, beyond the fact that it's just bitches dancing everywhere naked, you're like, this is why guys come here. I get it. Like, at first I was like, I don't want to go. It's not my bag, like my cup of tea. Whatever. Going, it's not like I would go consistently or very often, but I can see why every so often guys make
It's a manly place, you know what I mean? You go there,
you literally
boobs,
talk shit,
you
and
drink.
there's boobs in front of you, right? And if you happen to be one of those guys that want to, like, you gotta go get a lap dance, and you get to touch those boobs. That's just the way the strip club works.
it's very true.
Right?
Yes.
I'm not saying anything nobody knows.
You're not.
If you've never been to a strip club, now you know.
This is what to expect.
If you ever wanted to touch boobs and you never got the chance, you know, if you're
Talking a little Sammy in there?
if you're the 40-year-old virgin and you think it feels like a bag of sand,
Oh, no.
you're wrong.
No.
Go to the strip club, you'll find it's more like a bag of wet sand.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it?
That's also incorrect. The bag of sand.
No.
What would you say a boob feels like?
Okay, I don't want to say what just popped in my head. So I'm not gonna say it.
You gotta say it now.
No.
Well, but we're on this course, Dave. We're talking about boobs and everything. My next topic was how the reason that Playboy got away with it.
It feels like a bag of Jello.
I would say not. Okay, only if the Jello stays intact.
I'm not talking about like it looking weird on the outside, but just like the actual texture feel of it. It feels like it would be Jello, like a thicker,
Like it would be Jell-O.
like a petroleum.
Anybody ever cut a boob open and see what comes out of
It
it?
feels like Vaseline in a bag.
What?
Yeah.
That Vaseline in a bag?
Yeah.
It's a little too moldable.
That's like, wow, you got something wrong with your
I mean,
boob.
like, well, so like Vaseline.
Like these implants are
Vaseline
terrible.
is still, jelly-like, and it's a little more firm than
I'm gonna say it's.
fruited jelly.
I'm gonna say a boob feels like a balloon,
No, well,
like a soft
but
balloon.
it doesn't just feel like a balloon.
A balloon kind of just.
That's why Jelloo, it's alive.
J-E-L-L-O.
I'm talking like heft, so like
There's a little heft to a balloon.
No, there is.
A water balloon?
No, so yeah, it's different.
Oh, did I not say water balloon?
No,
I'm so sorry. I meant to say water balloon.
It's just
A
air.
water balloon, 100% water balloon.
It's but it's like, if you put too much pressure on a water balloon, it pops. So not that.
Well, assuming if you were to put enough pressure on a boob, it's
I'm
not
just
going to be happy.
I'm saying it's more
So
maneuverable.
then hold
you know what I
on.
mean?
Then what I said makes sense. Then it feels like petroleum jelly or like a jelly.
I don't think so, but I get where you're coming from.
More give than a balloon.
So no,
less
I
give
think it
than
all
jelly.
depends on what
No,
boob.
it's not about
Now
the
we
balloon,
just-
it's about the inside. Like it's not about like it's not water technically. It's
Right.
thicker than.
But there's
feels thicker than
there's
water.
different kinds of boobs.
So that'd be the next thing I would imagine, right? Like what's thicker than water?
Blood.
I'm not gonna say a boob feels like a bag of water or a blood.
what about a bag of
I mean-
slushy?
No, that's just different.
Not like
That
frozen
doesn't set-
not frozen slushy, but like a slushy that's like been
So just the syrup, like
No, but like you said, what's thicker than water? So like an icy, right?
Like like a fucking Slurpee.
Okay, now we gotta adjust. What about like a saggy boob? Saggy boobs are a little bit different than a firm
If
boob.
anything,
So what do you got? A little less water in that water
The
balloon?
closest thing to a sand, like a bag of sand.
So dude was right. He just had never touched a real nice boob.
I mean, it was fun, but no.
Feels like a bag of sand.
So now that we've demonstrated, we have no idea. None of us has ever touched a tit before.
Yeah.
They're very hard to describe. All right.
If you've never touched a boob, you wouldn't know.
I have to shout out to Glenn.
God damn it. No, so before we get off this topic that, I don't know, maybe you guys like, maybe you don't. I was thinking about the reason why Playboy probably got a... So before I talk about it, I want to see what year Playboy really originated. I think it was like 1950-something, 56 or something along those lines. Playboy. And I want to just see... Playboy and Wikipedia, 1953 was the December 1953, and actually it was started in Chicago. So if you could see that building, or the building where it was when you're off Lakeshore Drive. So my theory is the reason why they got away with it, right? They were really only showing boobs, and I'm assuming that they did the little ribbon around the nipples.
Oh, right.
But they weren't really showing a vagina. I didn't know how I wanted to say it. But they were showing. So they were showing it, right? But the thing is, there was so much bush that the bush was.
Oh, I know what that is.
The bush was the censor.
Right. Oh, right.
So like it was like they put a bush there themselves. Like, can you just place that on your crotch? No, this is already here. It grew here. I didn't cut it for like 14 years. I have a lot of hair down here. This is my censor. I'm sorry, this was probably a crude subject, but
For a while, actually.
but you know,
We've been going about stripping and nudes and boobs for hours.
So, you know.
boo.
If you're worried about this right now, it should have been a problem for you.
I guess a good tangent from
boobs.
boobs would be nursery rhymes.
No.
Why That's probably the first boob you've touched.
Anything kid related is bad at talking about something so sexual.
Well,
no,
obviously I was joking, but I still want to go into this subject.
I was gonna say, I thought we were turning off the sexual nudist booby aspect.
We are. We're now going to weird fucking nursery rhymes.
Well, just for the sake of it, please continue, just so I know what you're
I just want to address the fact that every song they ever in life like made us sing, right when we were younger. One, if somebody starts singing it, it's like still ingrained in our heads. We can bring every nursery rhyme we ever wanted to sing. But I more or less want to talk about all of the fucking terrible songs, right? Like we were talking about it earlier, right? Like Ring Around the Rosie. What is that about? The Black Plague, right? Like it's fucked up, right? After they cure it, now we're just dancing around our neighborhoods, skipping around like
not knowing one single fucking thing about it.
Hell yeah.
I didn't know shit about
And
it.
then my thing, remember I was talking about like, so they had these horror books when we were younger. Do you remember what they're called? They were like, they're making a movie about it actually.
The scary story to tell in the dark.
Scary story. Those are the worst fucking scariest stories of all time. How do you tell children these stories in school?
The lady with the lace on her neck, and it was really holding her head up.
Why does everybody know that one? That's
And
the one.
where is my toe?
That was a good one.
That's my shit.
That was a good one.
That is pretty funny, right? But when you think about it, these were like terrifying stories. And then there's that one song, "The Worms Crawl In." I want to read the lyrics, right? Because I want to discuss how fucking terrible that is.
I know some of them.
Do you know them all? The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out.
The worms that could not go in your mouth.
Yo,
It's a real fucked up song, to be honest with you. It's like, this is what you have to look forward to when your corpse is underneath the ground, you know? Just fucking bugs crawling in and out of you.
yeah, like we want to hear that at 10 years
But
old.
also, like, how did that translate to
That's
throughout
what's-
generations like this?
Yeah, it's just one of those things, I think. Like, what about there's no ghost in the graveyard?
Yeah.
That was weird shit too, you know?
Good point.
I was like, we're just in here practicing black magic
okay.
as children.
I'm gonna read this song out. This is fucked up, more than I even remember. Okay,
What song is this?
it's called the Hearst Song. It's by Harley Poe. Back then, right?
That's Edgar Allan Poe's cousin.
Is it?
No.
Shit, I was like, man, you know things. Not anymore, motherfucker.
No,
anyway, so listen, I don't know to what melody, but I'm assuming that I'll catch it. But either way, don't ever laugh when a hearse goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrap you up in a big white sheet, from your head down to your feet. They put you in a big black box and cover you up with dirt and rocks, and all goes well for about a week, and then your coffin begins to leak. And then the worms crawl in, the worms crawl out. The worms play pinochle in your snout. They eat your eyes, they eat your nose, they eat the jelly between your toes. A big green worm with rolling eyes crawls in your stomach and out your eyes. Your stomach turns a slimy green and pus comes out like whipping cream. You spread it on a slice of bread, and that's what you eat when you're dead. And the worms crawl out and the worms crawl in. The worms crawl in are lean and thin. The ones that crawl out are fat and stout. Your eyes fall in, your hair falls out. Your brain comes tumbling down your snout, and the worms crawl in and the worms crawl out. They crawl all over your dirty snout. Your chest caves in and your eyes pop out. The brain turns to sauerkraut. They invite their friends and their friends too. They all come down to chew on you. And that's what it is to die. I hope you had a nice goodbye. Did you ever think a hearse goes by? Did you ever think as a hearse goes by that you might be the next to die? And if your eyes fall out, your teeth decay, and that's the end of a perfect day.
Jesus Christ.
That's some fucked up shit. Who's this sick motherfucker? Poe.
What was a woman?
Oh wait. So this was okay.
Motherfuckers too.
So
No. I'm just saying like
some fucked up shit.
So that was a okay. Hold on. No, that was. But that's what you remember, right? You remember the hearse, whenever laugh when the hearse comes by. That's fucked up.
That's really messed up.
Yeah.
Yo, and they used to sing that to us, and we used to sing it all together like it's just having a ball. Like nobody ever stopped for a second, like, what? Bitch, why are we singing this?
I mean, it has a good lesson.
We are in the library.
If you see a hearse, don't laugh at
Yo,
it. Like,
I specifically remember getting this read to us in the library. Bitch, there's a million books. You pick this. You pick these fucking books. You couldn't tell me about, I don't know, how to build a fucking chest from scratch. You know, and then give me some wood and do it. No, you gotta take me that when I die, my eyes go in, my chest goes out, I turn to sauerkraut.
Would you have given a fuck as much?
Huh?
About learning how to build shit out of wood.
I only like that because it was a nice melody.
It was melodic.
Now that you read it, it sounds like, man, that's fucked up. Now tonight I'll be like, the worms crawl in, the worms crawl.
Hey man, think about all the things we did as kids that were black magic, right? Like we're sitting here messing with Ouija boards. We're doing
I've only messed with one Ouija board.
We're doing lights and feathers, stiff as a board.
How'd that go? Ouija board.
I don't remember it too much, but I just didn't care for it. I'm not a big person. I'm not a big I don't do that whole spiritual thing and all that. But I just don't care to fuck with that.
I don't know. There's just a lot of examples of shit that we did playing with fire. You know, pretty much.
Oh yeah. You do play with fire when you're younger, man. Really, for real. I used to like it. I was a little pyro, man. I used to like to burn shit.
Disclaimer: he's not responsible for any fires of disastrous consequences.
When?
No, I said you're not.
Oh, I'm definitely not.
Just
But were there any? I don't remember.
Just in case there's a case for arson open somewhere and somebody's
That's not me.
out and they're like, hey, maybe it's that guy.
That's not me.
Now Kiona and Kasson Podcast, and then we're on the news for bad press. Like, come on now.
Man, that snowballed quickly.
You know what I'm saying? That's how life works.
I hope not. For his sake.
But no, I always felt that it was weird that they just assumed, I don't know, kids, nowadays are so coddled, man. If you think about the way they used to treat us when we were younger, they treated us like somewhat young adults, right? They're not fucking babies. We're gonna sing this to them, they'll understand it. If they don't, they'll understand it later. Now it's I don't know, don't bully. Here's participation trophies. Here's a free fucking doctorate, Missy. You didn't do shit in school, but here's this for you.
Alright, well, let's get back to some things.
Just because you can't, I can't stand the rain. The fuck does that got to do with a doctorate, bitch?
Nope.
I understand.
Respect, Missy.
Yeah. Well, we're talking about some OGs of the music game. Styles, I know we've been heard a lot about him, but
man, more music.
He released. He said that there's a Locks album coming soon.
That's cool. Did you hear the last one that just came out 2 years ago? Probably.
Yeah,
I didn't care for it. I felt like they tried to capture their old sound and part of this new sound, and it didn't mesh well to me. But that being said, it feels like Styles has been a little bit more active.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jadakiss has been a little more active. I think Sheik's even been around. And I only say that to say that maybe with them now in a different rhythm, a little bit more of the understanding of the landscape.
Right.
People understanding that, like them, they're more integrated in the culture now, right? They've always been part of the culture, but they're they're intertwined with some of the youngins now, right? Like you see them in different spots. Because of that, I think maybe this new album might be good. You know, I'll listen to it. I'm always gonna give the locks a listen. Like, cause Kiss is on Currency's new shit. The new it's Currency. Gran Turismo.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, he's on there. Jim Jones is on there.
Really?
Yeah, it's actually it's pretty nice, man. I really enjoy it. I've become a very big fan of Currency. He's just like, I don't know. He doesn't go too far out of his lane, right? I enjoy the content. He says it. I only talk about I only spit about what I do. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and I enjoy that. You know, he enjoys cars. He's a big car guy. And his music is just nice, melodic. I feel like his beat selection is always on point.
Yeah.
Like in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody gets their own, fucks up. Nas don't pick beats that well at all. So, and he's the greatest rapper in my opinion. So, I can't fault somebody for once in a while not picking a good beat. You know, but Currency just resonates. You know, real nice vivacious music. Vivacious. You know,
Vivacious.
I do recommend you listening to that because I know you liked Fetty.
Yeah.
And it's similar, but it's really only him rapping. You know, you get a few features, but it's him for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I know DJ Khaled came out.
Yeah, I still want to hear the Khaled album.
I haven't listened to it.
I think
at all.
that'll be good. It's based on that Nipsey song, you know?
Sure.
That Nipsey song was something else.
There's usually, I mean, any Khaled album that came out, there's always at least 4 or 5 songs that I like.
What he did is release 7 singles, or 9 singles, 7 videos or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of giving one song, he just released it all at once. You know?
Yeah.
But I think, man, like, that video was shot very well. You know, it's one of those ones that kind of brought a little tear to my eye.
Fucking John Legend.
John Legend got the cry face going, but it's also speaking of cry faces. Anybody peep Joel Embiid walking out there Game 7?
Oh man, I felt so.
Crying is fine, but like man, they caught him with the ugly face, yo.
Real, though.
He was like,
Yeah.
like come on, Joel, suck that lip in before you get to the locker room.
Man.
He was hard, but my problem is he didn't show. I don't think he showed that passion prior to that.
Catch you.
Like, what are you crying about when you're always so nonchalant about it? I don't care about this. Stop asking me that. I don't want to do this. But when you lose, it comes down to you want to kind of like show a little more emotion than you were before.
You think
you know what I'm saying?
You think they're gonna take this feeling and run with it, and next year come back as a better team?
I would hope
The
so.
Sixers?
Yeah.
They can come back as a better team, but that requires Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons to actually grow up. And when I say grow up, I mean maturity level as a NBA player.
Yeah.
Right? Their professionalism, their work ethic, their dedication. You know, some of these motherfuckers, honestly, Kobe need to go talk to Ben Simmons. You know, but Ben Simmons don't want to hear shit. Like, nah, he an old head, I don't need to hear that shit.
Yeah.
But motherfucker, you ain't got a fucking jump shot. He been in the league, what, 2 years now?
Oh, yeah.
Like, where your jump shot at, bro?
Yeah.
You shouldn't be even there should be a jump shot somewhere in your game. Fucking 15 to 18 feet or 22 to 23, right?
Just matching that.
Right? Give me one of these. Don't tell me you can't hit a jump shot, right?
Yeah.
I get he's got great passing ability. He has the makings of what could be a really good player. But he has to add that jump shot, or you can't say that about him.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
At least a little mid-ranger, you know?
And honestly, the mid-range is probably, I would say you need to develop a 3. You just do. At this point, this league, a mid-range doesn't do anything for you because the three-pointer is the equalizer.
Yeah.
And if you're not developing a shot or a three-point shot to be able to have that as a threat, defenses are going to sag off you, right? You're going to shoot that 3. They're gonna be more people down low than you are. Like, you know what I mean? So your man doesn't even need to respect your shot,
Right.
at all. At least for the very least, make them wonder if you're gonna be able to hit it. So they gotta stay true somewhat, right?
Yeah.
Even if they're playing kind of shortstop in a way, you know what I mean? They can't like
Should be a threat.
You can't just be like, oh, Ben ain't gonna shoot. He's gonna miss the fuck out of that. Just grab board.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Over.
And now there's more players down low for them to get the rebound than if you were to like either fake it and come in. I don't know, man.
I mean,
All I'm saying, it's a lot. I'm saying a lot just to say that they need to grow up.
Right.
You know, my perfect example is Joel. You're gonna cry after you lose, but it didn't seem like you cared much after those first.
Well,
three losses.
that's the idea, that you're taking something away from this, like that feeling walking off the court after Game 7 sucked. Like, I'm gonna come back and make sure that doesn't happen next year. Like, you see that driving them? You know.
That's why I say that Golden State's gonna beat Milwaukee this year, but Milwaukee probably next year will be better for it and probably go further. You know, because playoff experience counts for a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't got a lot of it. They just don't. And for a team that's 3-time champions right now in Golden State, you really got to. They're gonna win. You know what
Does
I mean?
KD come back before this off season's done? What is he out for? Is he like?
I think he may come back for the finals. He may come back for the finals, but if he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, this is him like saying peace, almost if he doesn't come back. But why not? He's gonna get the championship. He might as well play.
Yeah, really.
You know, but we've talked about that already. You know, we already know where we're going to go with that.
Yeah.
Next season's really where it's at. What other music were you gonna say?
I think that's all I know that came out.
Tyler, the Creator, came out.
Oh.
I wanted to hear that though. I did want to hear it, but it's just this was the first week or first couple of weeks where a lot of good music was coming
I
out.
actually hear good things about the new Tyler.
Me too. I heard that too.
So I was going to talk about that today.
You heard it?
Yeah.
Okay. I would have expected you to hear it just because I know that's your guy.
Man, I think it's so we all have to understand that this is it's an album that he's always wanted to make because he's such a fan of Pharrell and NERD.
How are they on that? They produced it?
So Pharrell is on a few tracks, I want to say, as well as Chad. So they're both on there. I'm not sure how much Chad is on there. He's on there for production.
I'm not sure how much Chad is on anything, to be honest with you. I think he just was like, yo, that's my boy, and we would have came in here together, but Pharrell really got all the beats.
Pharrell produces, and then he's on
Also, he's a vampire.
He sings like a few hooks here and there. Kanye's on the album a little bit.
Stay true to Tyler?
All of it's Tyler the whole way through.
Okay. Because I'm a Tyler fan. I'm just not as well versed as you are.
Won't notice the features at all listening to it from front to back.
What do you mean? Meaning it's
distorts the voices. So Kanye West is on the album.
Distorts how?
You just change the pitching of it, so you don't notice it's that person.
That's so interesting. Because then you're like, well, I guess to get them to hit that range. And then you'll be able to play with it, right?
The range is always there.
So
You're just messing with pitching.
So what's the point of like having them on there instead of him doing it himself?
The point is only, and I don't want to speak for him.
No, I'm just asking because I mean I've never.
So it's to just throw you off as a listener. Like, oh, Kanye West is on the song. I didn't hear him at all. Where is he? You have to search for it. Then.
Okay, that's fine. And I was only asking because you being a recording artist, understanding that a little bit more.
Right.
That's interesting. I'm gonna give that a listen probably tonight. I gotta go into the garage and
the
clean out a
whole
little
thing,
bit.
You have to listen to it as an NERD album, though.
Okay.
You have to listen to it like that.
Go into it with that idea.
Yeah.
That kind of.
It is Tyler, and it's his whole style, but that's his NERD album. He's such a fanboy, you know.
So it's got the nerd sound.
He was raised on that. I'm skating. I'm listening to NERD. I'm listening to Pharrell.
Yeah. So it's nerd sound with Pharrell. with Tyler. On those sounds, like his rapping style.
It is his interpretation of what he hears.
Interested. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that a listen.
It translates so well though, and like, there's times where it's really like, really hype, really like ecstatic, and then it just slows down and mellows out on you, and he'll throw a whole new like drum pattern at you within the same song, 11 or 12.
Okay.
I think it's like 12.
I'm gonna listen to that. You gotta listen to Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
and there's I think there's 9 or 10 tracks on that.
I'm
too.
a fan of his already, so.
Oh yeah, man, it's just real good music. You'll enjoy it from the beginning. It's
I've
just
seen promos. It's him and Static Select. So,
yeah, he doesn't do too much promo on his stuff. Like I mean, beyond like what you see on Instagram and shit like that. But man, he's got a big following. Yeah. He's another like just like I've been trying to get Nips clothing, man. I've been trying to get some marathon clothing, but the shit just runs a little high. You know,
so we're sold out.
Yeah, we are monetized, and I don't got a lot of money.
Sold out for like 2 months now.
Yeah,
and I see a monetized Kiona and Kasson podcast.
The problem is it's like the tops are 160, the bottom's 160, tops 100.
The Crenshaw hoodies are 80 or 90 or something like that.
It's like I want to.
That's not too bad.
That really isn't. I really want to get a pair of pants. The pants first though. Like that's really one of my favorite things. I like sweats and shit. But I brought that up because Currency also has Jet Life.
Right.
And he's got some really nice pieces as well, but they're all sold out.
That was newer too, actually. That was like in the last like month or two.
Yeah, he just started releasing and shit like that. Like I guess he just started with the merch. He's been he's popping, man. He's doing his thing.
He's got a little camp going too. There's like 4 or 5 rappers underneath him.
Really?
He's gonna start releasing music for. So
yeah. Like, I'll look out for that because Currency, I fuck with him, man. I like him. He actually has Wiz on the album too. Just no surprise.
Right. Yeah. Right. They're both smokers and whatnot. So.
Well, I mean they're boys too. Because they released 2009 or something like that.
Recently.
Yeah, like earlier this year.
Or was it this year?
I think it was at the early beginning of this year, maybe late last year. But because Fetty came out what?
That was last year.
Man, he's released a lot of music.
That was album of the year for us.
Oh, I enjoyed the shit out of Fetty.
Actually, yeah.
Did you?
Not, but that was part of it.
That was my favorite for the year. I don't know if you guys agreed with it. It was number 1.
That was part of our top 5.
Okay. It was part of the top 5, yeah. But I said it was Ryan.
Oh yeah, you did. No, Fetty to me, it's just the biggest thing about me with Currency, man, is his music. To me, lately, honestly, I love rap, and when I want to hear straight rap, I'll find that person I'm trying to listen to. As of recent, it's just been Nipsey, straight through. I haven't been able to deviate, but the first time I started deviating was hearing this Currency joint, and a lot of the time when I'm trying to hear music, I just look for that real laid back, nice melodic, soulful. Nice, some dope ass, somebody riding the beat nicely, talk about something I like to hear, some shit that I like to talk, So like he talks about just car things and, just always talking about like just certain things, I got the Gran Turismo kit on the Lexus, something like that, you're like, that's gotta be fast as fuck, right?
I feel like you're describing music fandom in general, you know what I mean?
Agreed, but
like some music that I relate to, that I vibe with, that I want to fuck with, like.
But a lot of people don't like. A lot of people that wouldn't like. Maybe a lot of people don't like that. Maybe they don't want to hear that like super slow but like laid back flow, because that's really what he has. Yeah. It's really just super New Orleans flow, like very just slow. Not slow as in bad, but like slow. I don't even know how I want to describe this. It's just really laid back,
like slow.
And some people don't like that. People like EDM. I can't hear that shit. I
feel like those people are in the same category as like rap fans.
I got a coworker who was like, I tried to let them hear some. I think I told them to listen to the Black song album. They're like, that was good. It's just not my style. And they were like, they showed me their playlist on Spotify. It was called Aggressive Trap. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to let you listen to.
No.
Aggressive trap sounds like nothing I've ever heard.
I don't know what fits into that category.
I've heard Jeezy. He's aggressive when he talks. Rap.
Like T.I. Like those are the people I would. Aggressive trap. But anything else important to talk about?
No, man. I think we've talked about a good amount of things. Boobs.
We did.
Hairy vaginas.
So yeah,
we didn't talk about that. We didn't have to.
We did talk about that.
Did you?
Yeah, when I told you it's like a censorship. Okay, Playboy.
Yeah, he talked about hairy vaginas.
Dave ain't trying to hear about hairy vaginas.
Also, no, it was just, I didn't remember that we talked about that.
I mentioned it. I mentioned it a little bit.
Right.
All right, well, hey, you know what? A couple part of
we hit all the major parts, is my point, though. So
we talked about music, tits.
We're good.
Playboy.
Yeah. Basketball,
tits.
Little recap, if you for whatever reason skipped the whole thing and went to the end, this is what we talked about. Now you can go back to the beginning and watch.
If you don't like our sports conversations, we talked a lot about tits.
Number one, opposite shout out to Glenn.
We did say it, but opposite shout out to Glenn.
Opposite shout out.
Opposite shout out to your lazy outfit today.
This outfit ain't lazy. I like to say that the red matches the red.
Shut.
And I got a nice hat. Fuck y'all.
And you're wearing another podcast shirt, so obviously shout out to you for that.
Why it look like that Jordan jersey on this shirt? Look like it's
You got
orange.
3 X's on your whole.
This shirt's just been washed. It's vintage.
You want to talk shit? This is a brand new
Your
shirt.
whole outfit is X'd out right now. You're just
For real.
L's. You're walking L's.
I bet you
right
it's
now.
not.
Yeah, you got McDonald's colors on.
That's cool.
But all right,
I ain't tripping.
thank you for
Like, at all.
thank you for joining us for
Ain't no-
episode 43 of the
Ain't no
Kiona and
picking
Kasson
off my
Podcast.
back, motherfucker.
Alright, your host Adam, for my brother Osama, and my homie Dave, and Stacks. Which
You gonna learn
I have
today,
no idea where he
motherfucker.
is.
You gonna learn today.
You gonna learn today.
Next week.
Scared? Go in the house.